Hi guys, I have been majorly MIA, but I thought I would do a little reading update, basically sharing all of the books I've read in the past year so far. We kind of just skipped an entire season. Last vlog I posted was my fall vlog, and now we're full on into spring. 6 months, kind of just gone. For me, there was some extreme studying going on. There still is. I was working a lot more. I was only able to keep up on my bookstagram and a little bit on my life YouTube, which will be linked down below. I post like study content and those sorts of things on there. Anyways, I've been really MIA. Today is April 22nd. It is currently 7:07 p.m. and we're gonna do a little catch-up session about life. I got some awards at school, so that was awesome. I got a bunch of new paid positions working as a patient partner at the hospital, and I also am now leader of some groups I'm really excited about. I also went to Paris. That was amazing. I posted some little blogs on my Instagram. I wasn't blogging full time or anything there, but I had a really great time, and I've been studying like nobody's business. It was all worth it last semester. I got some pretty stellar grades, but I've also just been working really hard on things that are going to make my post-secondary applications desirable, and it's been taking up a lot of my time, like volunteer hours, all those sorts of things. I don't know a teenager who's not busy right now. We all as a group seem kind of overwhelmed and are some of the busiest age group I've ever met. However, despite all this, I have been keeping up with my reading. I have read 19 books so far. I have a goal of reading 65 books this year on my Goodreads, which might have been a bit ambitious, but I'm only one book behind schedule right now, so I do think it's doable. I just don't know when I'm gonna get time to read. It might have been a bit ambitious. I don't know. But yeah, I've read 19 books this year, and I thought we would get into a little bit of what these books were like, what I thought of them, and what I rated them. So without further ado, how about you get yourself a cozy blanket, and yeah, let's get into this reading wrap up of this year so far. So I just realized it's been a full 6 months since I last posted a reading wrap up. So since I last checked in with you guys, I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have read 28 books. Oh wait, no. I have read 28 books since I last talked to you guys. Some of them are really good. I've actually had a really good reading year so far. I've read a lot more 5-star reads than I anticipated. So we're going back to December, because that's my last reading update was in November. So you guys don't know what I read in December. I gotta let you in on the secret. In December, the first book I read was Catching Quinn, which is the second book in the Waverly Wildcat series. I don't remember anything about this book. There's going to be a lot of this in this vlog, except I do remember I liked it. Yeah, we got to normalize liking the book, but not remembering anything about it, and just like liking how the vibes we felt when we read that book. And it was really cute and sweet. It was a golden retriever boyfriend type of book. I love a good football romance, and it was a football romance. And I also love a little bit of angsty drama when it's not too much, and I felt like this balanced it out quite well. It deserves a lot more hype. The cover is cute, the writing is incredible, like real good, like good romance writing. But I did rate it a 3 stars. I'm really picky with my romance books, and 3 stars means I did enjoy it, so that's what I gave it. And then I read Crave, the first book in the Crave series by Tracy Wolff, which is kind of like a Twilight ripoff, I think. Yeah, it's gotta be. Like, it was not good. I rated it 3 stars. I did get through it really fast. I read it on audiobook, and I was listening to it when I was getting really bad migraines. And you know what? Slay. I completely stayed up with my reading goal even when I was in the dark in my bedroom getting really bad migraines. I was really invested when I read this, but looking back on it, it was really cheesy. I don't like it as much as Twilight. I found it really confusing and really frustrating at the end. I do remember how it ended, and I was not happy about it because it was such a long book, and basically it was a cliffhanger ending, and I didn't want to read another really long book. I think this audiobook was like 15 hours or something, so it was not short. Then I read Even If It Breaks Your Heart by Erin Han. It caught my eye because it was reviewed by one of my favorite authors, Rachel Lippincott. And it was a cowboy romance. That was the other reason I really wanted to read it. I really wanted to get into cowboy romance, but unlike the popular opinion, I don't like the Flawless, like Chestnut Springs series. I don't like it at all. So, I was seeing if I liked more a YA cowboy romance more, and I did because I rated it 5 stars. This book is about Winnie and Case, and they are the cutest. This book has a very good take on grief, in my opinion, and also talks a lot about a sick kid. I love that trope every single time. I'm a sick kid, so I just like reading about it. I don't know why. And basically I got an advanced reader copy of this book in a book club I'm in, so I got to read it before it came out. And then I read Those Three Little Words, which is the Vancouver Agitators' second book in the series. It's like a hockey romance series by Megan Quinn. This was my first Megan Quinn book. I don't think her books were for me. I loved this so much through the first half and was convinced it was going to be 5 stars, and then it like went severely downhill, and I hated the end, like a 1-star ending, so I ended up rating it 2.5 stars. Is fairly early on in the book. It talks about this in the blurb. It's a surprise pregnancy book. I normally love that trope. Unpopular opinion, I know, but it was not for me this time. I was not liking it, and it took a turn. It was stressful. It was dramatic. It was not what I was looking for. I like angst, not drama. I read The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This was the first book I ever read by Stephanie Archer, and guys, I rated this book 4.5 stars right after I first read it. But I think about this book way too often and have like almost started rereading it 4 times since I read it in December. So it's gotta be more than 4.5 stars. In retrospect, I think if I reread this book, I would rate it a 5 stars. But you never know. It's a hockey romance. It's fake dating. It's probably one of my favorite fake dating books ever written. So, and also probably one of my favorite hockey romances ever written. So I'm so happy I read it. If you like hockey romance, please do yourself a favor and read this book. And then I went straight into another Stephanie Archer book. Okay guys, I read a few Stephanie Archer books. I love Stephanie Archer's writing so much. And she writes about characters who live where I live. So I went straight into The Wrong Mr. Right, which is in her Queen's Cove series, the second book. And it was so good. I rated it 3.5 stars. I really liked it. It seems like a low rating, but it was not as impressive compared to The Fake Out. Then I went into another Stephanie Archer book, which was Behind the Net, which is the first book before The Fake Out. It's in the Vancouver Storm series. It's the first book. I didn't read them in order. I sometimes don't read the interconnected standalones in order. Actually, I do often don't because I don't know the series order and do it by accident. Behind the Net, I rated it 3 stars. It's my least favorite Stephanie Archer book I've read so far, besides the one I'm reading right now, because I really don't like that one. But Behind the Net was also a little bit of fake dating, but also just not good. But again, Stephanie Archer's writing was really good, so I had to rate it 3 stars. I had a good time, even though I didn't like the characters, the tropes, or the setting. So it had to be the writing. And then I read That Kind of Guy, which I rated 4 stars. This is also by Stephanie Archer, guys. I have had a bit of the hyperfixation. This is about a fake dating, fake marriage, fake proposal, like, book. Yeah, it's fake engagement, I think. I really like the characters. I love how her books are not too stressful. I don't want to read a stressful romance book. I just don't have that ability at the moment. So I absolutely love how her books have enough drama to keep you on the edge, but it's not like so stressful. Also, sometimes it's like silly little, like in her Queen's Coast series, it's like small towns, silly little troubles, but like you're very invested, and at the same time, it's not overly stressful. She masters that. Then I read The Game Plan, which was my last book of 2023. I rated this 1 star. I'm not going to go into it that much. It had an ending I was so mad about. Yeah, it was also very Wattpad-y, and I love Wattpad, so sometimes I can say Wattpad-y and mean like, oh, I love this, the nostalgia. No, this was very poorly written Wattpad, in my opinion. That brings us to 2024. I started another book on Kindle Unlimited, which was Caught on Camera, which, again, by accident, second book in a series. Okay, I rated this book 4 stars, it was a fake dating romance. I really liked it, and I didn't expect to like it. Early on, even, I wasn't loving it that much, but then I just kept reading, and it just kept getting better, so 4 stars, easily. Then I read Lynn Painter's new YA book, Betting on You. I rated this 5 stars. This was my first 5-star read of 2024. I loved it, guys. Their relationship, how they teased each other. Well, more how Charlie teased her. How she was such a goodie too. She was like, this was such, okay, it was unrealistic, but it was also such a realistic teenage relationship. Says the girl who's never been in a relationship, but it didn't feel unrealistic. It felt attainable. It was just so well written. It was a Lynn Painter special, and I didn't like the duo there, but I loved Better Than the Movies, and I think I like this even more than Better Than the Movies, or at least to the same extent. So then I read Fake It Till You Bake It, which is a book my friend bought me. It was really cute. I rated it 3.5 stars. I didn't expect to like it this much. I thought it was going to be a bit cheesy because fake it till you bake it, like, but it was a fake dating romance, and it was way less cheesy than I expected, and it was just a good time. And yeah, I'd probably recommend it to people too, looking for a low stress read with like low stakes and just cute romance. And then I read The Enemy by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams just released a new book called The Rulebook, and guys, I need to read this book. I just need to read this book. But this one was great. It's an older one of her books, I believe. Still amazing. Rated at 3.5 stars. Would recommend. Sarah Adams just hits every time. It was very good, and I loved her characters, as usual. Love on the Brain, 4.75 stars. I'm going to be annoying and go into those 0.25 ratings, guys. But it wasn't quite a 5-star, but it was also better than the 4.5 star Ali Hazelwood books I read, so 4.75 stars it is. I love the characters, too. I love a quirky character. And also, neuroscience. I love neuroscience. I love her science background of the books. Some people say it's overpowering. No, I love it. It makes me love them more. Then I read The Love Wager with my romance book club. I just started with my friends, and I rated this book 2.5 stars. Yeah, it was not a good book to start a book club with. It was mid. It wasn't horrible either. It just wasn't good. I loved all of Lynn Painter's other books more than this one. And also, I got such bad secondhand embarrassment, and it was so cringy at times. And sometimes that's good, but not in this book. Then we have Loathe to Love You, my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. I rated each of the novellas separately, because how else was I supposed to rate it? Under One Roof, the first novella, infinite stars. Like, five out of 5. Like, even a 6-star read, guys. I will be raving about this for forever. The second novella, I rated 4 stars, and the third novella, I rated 4.5. So, Stuck With You, 4 stars, Below Zero, 4.5. Stuck With You and Below Zero, I do remember stuff, and I remember I had a great time reading them, but Under One Roof stuck with me forever. Pun intended. And then I read X's and O's, which is in the Influencer series. This one I only rated 2.5 stars and didn't live up to my expectations, but I think I had very high expectations, and ultimately it was cute. I think my expectations were too high. Then I did one of my first ever rereads, Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. And guys, I annotated this book a bit much. Like, every single page, there's like a million like highlights. 5 stars. I think this is my favorite book ever written, so do with that what you will. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. This was my first memoir of the year. I'm trying to get into memoirs, and this was my favorite memoir I've ever read. I listened to it on audiobook. And it was very sad, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I rated it 4 stars. Then I read The Paris Apartment on the plane ride to Paris, by Lucy Foley. And I rated it 4 stars. I normally get really bored in thrillers, and yeah, I did get a bit bored sometimes, but I also read it in one sitting, and yeah, I was on a plane. But I didn't sleep once, and I really should have, so that says something. Then I read The Bride Test by Helen Huang. It's the second book in the Kiss Quotient series. I like the Kiss Quotient quite a bit. It still wasn't my favorite or anything, but I did like it, so I was interested to keep going in the series, so I read this on audiobook. No. It was kind of soapy, in my opinion, and I rated it 2 stars. I like the author's writing, but no, I couldn't even, like, I wanted to stop reading this multiple times. Then, an unexpected 5 star. I love unexpected 5 stars so much. I read Fix Her Up, which is in Tessa Bailey's Hot and Hammered series. Guys, so good. The characters, amazing. The romance, and again, wasn't very stressful. Small town romance, like not big problems, like not real life dilemmas, really. It's like, I want to quit my clown job, like, but it hits in the heart, and it's not overly stressful, but still you care. Oh, Tessa Bailey, I need to read more Tessa Bailey books, and I did later, as you'll see. Then I read Never Have I Ever, which is the Campus Games series. It was not very good, but I did rate it 3 stars, you know. I kind of read it to get to the second book in the series, which turned out to be even worse. So that was disappointing. It was good. Then I read Weak Side. I've actually read Ice Bet a few months ago, which is also in this series. I rated Weak Side 4 stars. I really, really liked it. I love the guy in this book. There were actually some tears near the end, so it deserved the 4 stars. And then I read Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey, which is the third book. And boop, boop, boop. Sorry, storage issues. And I love Tools of Engagement. It was a super great book. I rated it 4.5 stars. It wasn't as good as Fix Her Up, but still, Tessa Bailey's writing hit really hard. The romance was really cute. Everything was pretty great about this book. And it deserved the 4.5 stars, and I do think about it. Then I read Highly Suspicious and I'm Terribly Cute, which I rated 3 stars. I loved it at the beginning, and I just found it was super hard to pick up, but I wasn't very invested. But at the same time, it wasn't very cute, and I do not at all regret reading it. So 3 stars. And then I read What to Say Next. I went into a stage where I was really into YA for a little while. So I rated What to Say Next 4 stars. There was a plot twist in this book that I did not see coming. I didn't even think there was going to be a plot twist. And I found it super duper crazy. It deserved the 4 stars. At one point, I did think I was going to rate it 5 stars because it's by Julie Buxbaum and she wrote Tell Me 3 Things and I was loving it so much. And then I put it down for like a long time. And I think it really took away from the writing because I didn't read it all like in the span of the week or less. And then I read Arch Enemies. 5 stars, guys. I thought I would have grown out of this series. Like, I read Renegades in grade 8, and I loved it back then, but I never picked up the other book because I was like, superheroes, like, I'd grown out of that. And I was picking it up to read with one of my friends, and just for the nostalgia, I was like, I should give it a try. How did I love it so much? I'm not too old for superheroes, it turns out, or YA books. No, that was so, so good. And I cried a ton. The romance really hit too. I loved it. And at the same time, it felt so nostalgic in the best way. So that's kind of what I've been reading over the past 6 months. Loved getting to check in with you guys a little bit. I hope to be a little bit more active. I can't promise. I say this every time, but I'm a bit busy at the same time. I'm a teenager. I'm trying to do a lot of things. But I do hope I can be more active. If not on here, then on my Instagram, on my Pinterest, possibly my Life YouTube. All these things I hope I can be a little bit more active on. And hopefully come summer, I can be a bit more creative and read a bit more too. Please check out my Pinterest, Instagram, Life YouTube channel. All these things, I have some pretty great Spotify playlists too. So if you want to check those out, I wouldn't mind. And yeah, I'm so happy we got to check in, and I will see you next time, lovelies.